Today, we're going to talk about the 6 recent product releases that we've had that absolutely set us apart from all of our competition. These are product releases that have happened in the last 3 months. Year to date, we have had about 1 release per month for the Aldelo Express product. These are just going to focus on the last 3 months or so, including a release that happened this week. So we've added a lot of product, a lot of features to the system. Some of these really just stand out or help us stand out against the competition. And those are the ones we're going to talk about today. So here we go. First one, AI tip adjust. This is a artificial intelligence piece of software that we've added to the system. This is part of our AI suite of products and include facial recognition, menu item completion, and now tip adjust. So we've got 3 that are very prominent AI features, and we've got more that are yet to come. So to activate this, you go to the POS gratuity screen, which click on the camera icon, which then allows you to scan using the camera on the iPad or Android. You scan only the tip section. You don't have to scan the entire ticket. You just scan that one area. And the system is intelligent enough to read and see the tip line and the total line. It then recognizes the handwritten aspects of the guest check, and it reads it. It reads the number, in this case, 582. It's going to read that, and it's going to then enter that amount is the gratuity into the system, and then it will then do the math to make sure that the ticket adds up to what it's supposed to. So it does ensure the accuracy. It absolutely speeds up the closeout process because you can scan, and you're now done. If the handwriting is hard to recognize, if like it is just really scribbling, then the system will revert back to manual mode, and then you're no worse off than you were before. So you can enter the tip manually and try to figure out what the customer is really trying to do. It does do the math to make sure that it's done accurately. And for those of you who were with me when we introduced this feature, you'll notice the math on this guest check is wrong. It should have been $34. Well, the system, the AI tip adjust, will have recognized it. It would have put it in as a 582 tip and done the math properly. So it does. It also recognizes the different handwriting styles. You'll see in this case, the number 2 is written in 2 different ways. It would have recognized the different handwriting styles. This also recognizes different ink. We tested it on blue, black, red, green, purple. What I think Jeff said he didn't find it worked well was a yellow highlighter. Well, yeah, I guess I wouldn't expect that. So he did try pens, pencils, and markers. So it does do a variety of different handwriting styles, colors of ink, and different tools, writing utensils. It also will not read outside of that area, that tip box. It's not going to read the ticket above or below the footer, any of that. It's not going to read that. It doesn't read handwritten words. And so the number, even though it recognizes the number 2, it does not recognize the word 2. So TWO would not have been recognized. It's written very well, was tested very well, and it works very well. Is it a real thing? Absolutely. The aggravation for the restaurants is real. There's a lot of tickets that don't come back with the tips done properly. Our system will recognize it and will do that properly. So AI tip adjust is something you should get familiar with and make sure that your customers are using it. Next up is we do split item. This is a rarity in the tablet world, where you don't find many systems in the tablet world that are going to do split item. Split check, we still do that up to 99 splits of a check, the split item, we can split it 10 ways. And the way you do this is you touch the item that you're going to share or split, and you touch it and you swipe right to left. And as you do that, then a word pops up, you touch share, and you then get a 10 keypad that allows you to enter the number of splits. Remember 10 being the number. You can unshare an item, and that is you touch the item, swipe again, swipe right to left, and you can then unshare that item. But split item is a deal. It's a big deal for a lot of table service restaurants. You need to make sure that your customer knows that we can do it. Make it important for them to know that they need it, because not other systems can't do it. And what you'll do is you'll force your competitor to get out of their comfort zone, which is really where you like them to be. You want them to be in a position where they say, no, I can't do that feature. This is one that you can force that on. Next up is coursing. We do menu coursing now. Another thing that tablet systems just don't have a lot of systems that can do this. In our case, we do up to 10 courses. And of course, you can name each of those courses. And as you name those courses, they can be starter, salad, soups, whatever course that you want to do, you can name up to 10 of those courses. You auto fire a course when you are starting the starters, the first line of course that you're going to enter. You're going to enter these into the system that are then auto fired, so that when you hit done, it fires that first course, but doesn't fire the subsequent courses. So it'll fire the first one, but the next 9, it holds for you to come back in as an operator of the server to fire each course individually after that. We did look at doing auto fire courses based upon time, but we realized that 2 tables sitting side by side are not going to have the same timing of their meal. One might be a business dinner, which may need to be a little slower, versus a couple who may be hurrying through their dinner to get home for the kids on the babysitter, right on the clock. So every table is going to be timed differently. So we allow the server to time that order in that course firing. You can assign the courses at the item level. So you can go into the system and program each menu item to be auto assigned a course. So if you traditionally have soups and salads, they can be assigned to the soup and salad course. If you have all your entrees, can be assigned to the main course. All the desserts can be assigned automatically to the dessert course. These things will help speed up the order process for the servers if you set those at the item level. And of course, you can do coursing at the POS manually, and you can also override. So if you have a salad normally it goes to the salad course, you can override that and make it serve as an entree. You can do that. So coursing is a big deal. It is something that you really should at least talk to every one of your table service accounts to see if they want to use it. And this is something that you can force your competition out of their comfort zone and make them say, no, I don't do this. When you activated coursing, you're going to have a new button on the bottom left, the little orange button there, that allows you to select the course. And when you enter the item in, you're now going to have a different display next to the item that shows the course that it's in, and that little red flame means it's about to be fired. You select the course to enter the items that you're wishing to enter. And as you do so, all of them are shown with the course to the left of their name. Only the ones that have the red flame are the ones that are being fired when you hit done. To go back, you'll see that your little icon there shows you have items that are held or in a course there. That shows you should go back and pay attention to that. So when you go back in, you then can touch that arm, you then swipe left to right in the ticket window. That then allows you to fire by course, pick the next course that you wish to fire, and hit done, and it sends those items to the kitchen. And the kitchen receipt looks like this. You have the course 1 came out first. It's the starter. And then later on, when I fired it again, it sent out course 2. So the tickets do show the courses and the table numbers that associate with it. This is something that we just released. I call it modifying a modifier, but it is actually in the system called a sub-modifier. This is now taking an item that was traditionally a modifier, and you're able to modify that modifier. And how is that used? Well, it can be used on any modifier that you have in the system. And this is typically used for something like dressings for salad. So you have a main entree, and one of your sides is a salad. You then have a sub modifier of that salad to then have your choice of dressings. Another use would be toppings on a baked potato. Same type thing. A baked potato would be your modifier, and then your choices of how you want that potato prepared or toppings added to it would be the sub modifier. This does reduce the number of buttons on the screen. It does eliminate clutter, and it makes the order flow a lot smoother. So you're going to have your buttons that come up as your choices of sides. And when you do, you have a choice of dressings or extras. Once you've chosen the dressing, you get this is the screen for the different dressings. You'll notice it is a white background that does differentiate it from the normal modifier screen. The sub modifier has the white background. You have the ability to do minimum maximums on these. You also have the ability to have an upcharge for these sub modifiers. So it acts like a modifier, and that it does have all those different options. Next up, we are doing DoorDash again. We were out of the DoorDash business for a while. They changed some linkage to our system. We've now rewritten the interface, and that was introduced yesterday. You should have gotten this piece from our marketing department. If you did not receive this piece, then you're not receiving our emails, and you need to contact our team and let us know that, so we can make sure that you're getting your marketing pieces in your contact with us. But as you see on the marketing piece, it's available now, and there is no charge from Aldelo. We do not charge for our third-party interfaces. The customer must have a DoorDash account, so DoorDash is going to monetize their aspects of it, but there's no charge from Aldelo for this interface. This interface does eliminate the need for a DoorDash tablet, because it goes directly into the Aldelo Express POS app. The app does notify the user that an order has arrived, but it does flow into the kitchen, and everything flows without anybody having to interfere with the order. And the last thing I'm going to talk about is an update that just happened this week. It's an update to the KDS. Now the KDS works with sub modifiers, coursing. There is a new manager screen and a new layout to the screen. We are going to have a product success team class on this next Wednesday. So you'll be sure and come to that class to learn about the new manager screen and how to set these things up. But the screen does look like this when you now have coursing. And you'll notice on the screen that there is a side salad, dressings, and then indented from that is ranch. So that is how the sub modifier looks to be attached to the modifier. In this case, I set it up to where the routing follows the main item, so that this salad would go to the salad screen or the salad printer, and those mods would then follow that. So you'll notice this is course 1 starter. So I'm doing a twofer. I'm showing you the sub modifier, how it displays, and I'm also showing you course 1. When I fire the second course, it does just attach to the same window. So in this case, I've got now course 2 is showing on the same screen. Now, had I bumped course 1, course 2 would have come up by itself. This is a brief look at the difference of the manager screen. Lex and Rodney will go into the details of this next Wednesday, but I wanted you to see just a quick shot of it is a little bit different than what you've had in the past. So next week's class is only worthwhile going to. So a wrap up. You got 6 new features that you need to talk to your table service customers about. You got the AI tip adjust, which is very exclusive to Aldelo. Split item, menu coursing, and sub modifiers are all relatively exclusive. There might be some others out there that have 1 or 2. I doubt you find any one tablet system that's going to have all 3 of those extra features. You have a distinct advantage with the Aldelo Express system. DoorDash is also an advantage. Now, yeah, there are other companies that have a DoorDash integration, but we're the only ones that don't charge. So that interface is not only available, we don't charge for that connection, which is very unique in this POS industry. They're all trying to monetize it and get money from it. We don't. And then finally, the KDS updates that now allows our customer base to have matching software to the point of sale with us. The menu coursing and sub modifiers now work on the KDS. So altogether, you have a very competitive system, one that it has advantages over your competition. And this is something you should push with your customers to make sure that they understand every one of these features, so that they may not want all of them, but they're going to want some of them, and those will give you an advantage against your competition. All right, what questions you guys have? Jeff, how's the chat been going?
That's good. There really isn't a lot of questions and stuff there. Doug was wondering why each item, why isn't there a message that says, here's what's being made at KDS2? And it's because you can go in and set, this item shows up on KDS 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can do that. And it's how you set it. You're deciding what is shown on each KDS. You don't want to overcomplicate the KDSs by showing information automatically that the customer doesn't want. So you would decide what is shown on each KDS, and that's how that works.
I'm only showing one because I only have one extra iPad.
Yeah, but there's no message that says this is being made at another station. That wouldn't be what you want on a KDS.
All right. Let me clear up my screen here a little bit. This is the KDS. This is the new KDS screen. I'm not going to steal Lex and Rodney's thunder, but that is the manager screen looking here. So there's it's cleaned up a lot. There's still a lot of features here, but it is very clean look. For ringing up, I'm going to ring up now on my iPad over here and give you an idea of what it looks like. So I'll ring up just one pizza pan with tomato basil. Ring up a second order now. And now I'm going to ring up an item with a course, so you can see the different courses. All right, so first off, I've got top left. You've got a small cheese pan basil. That is one order. Here's a different order. This one is showing the sub modifier, a soup, a cup, and chicken and rice. So the sub modifier is the chicken and rice. The third one is a coursed order. So I've got one course. The starter course is fired. I'm going to go ahead and bump that off and now fire the next course. So now I fired the second course. Did that raise any questions?